can find even one, just an honest person. So many lies, so many scams, so much brokenness. Why do we do this to ourselves? We need truth unchained from lies, freedom soaring past the skies, honesty in every breath we take, a world of love where hearts don't break. Walking down the street, I see the shadows creep. People wear their masks, but underneath they weep. Tired eyes hiding secrets deep and dark, in a world where truth's a dying art. In the shadows hiding from daylight, smiling faces that don't seem right. Where's the goodness we seek each day? In a world where light feels far away. Where's the good? Where's the honest heart? In this world that's tearing us apart. We need freedom, we need honesty. In the time of lies, set our spirits free. Promises broken like shattered glass, whispers of deceit in every word that passes. Searching for a light in this twisted maze, hoping to find truth amidst the haze. Where's the good? Where's the honest heart? In this world that's tearing us apart. We need freedom, we need honesty. In a time of lies, set our spirits free. Where's the good? Where's the honest heart? In this world that's tearing us apart. We need to rise, break these chains. Freedom and honesty, despite the pains. Scammers with their tricks and liars in disguise, abusers hiding safely behind their lies. We seek justice, but it's nowhere to be found. Lost in a sea where deceit abounds. Abusers shame with hands unseen. Innocent hearts caught in between. We dream of days where hope's reborn, a better world where none are torn. Kindness grows in unseen places, among the masks and hidden faces. We hold the dreams of brighter days, wishing away these bleak grays.
Where is my money? Tell me where. You wanna chit-chat, but I don't care. Can't be playing with my cash, no way. This disrespect can't be the play. Why you playing games with my cash? Owe me big, but you're acting rash. Said you pay me back today. Hey, now you're silent like it's all okay. Cash rules everything around me. Everything. Pay me what you owe, don't flee. Pay me. Dusty promises don't sue. No dusty promises. Gotta get straight to the loot. See you styling in your new threads. Spending freely while my wallet's dead. You think I won't come for my green, but I'm not backing down from this scene. Where's my money? You promised me. Where's my money? Quit the chatter and just agree. Where's my money? Your lies ain't funny if you like a ghost in the night. Running scared, but I'm ready to fight. No more stalling, it's time to pay. Running out on me is not okay. Where's my money? You promised me. Where's my money? Quit the chatter and just agree. Where's my money? Your lies ain't funny, it's getting old. Pay me now before I get bold. Where's my money? Cash rules everything around me. Everything. Pay me what you owe, don't flee. Pay me. Dusty promises don't sue. No dusty promises. Gotta get straight to the loot. To the loot. Everything around me, everything. Pay me what you owe, don't flee. Pay me. Dusty promises don't sue. Dusty promises. Gotta get straight to the loot, to the loot.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing today? Hopefully you guys are doing well. I am Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. Are you guys ready for the show? Are you guys ready for the show? Are you ready?
Are you ready?
We have just a few economic data points to cover today. We're going to be looking at the housing numbers and guess what? Spirit Airline lives. Spirit Airline lives to fight another day. So we're going to be looking at the what do you call them? The Federal Open Market Committee. We're going to be looking at their meeting minutes. We're going to be looking at the housing numbers and of course, the weekly initial jobless claims. That's the plan for today. But before we get into that, I'm Tech Coach Ralph. We are engineered to win. Today is Saturday. Yes, Saturday, February 22nd, 2025. And if it's Saturday morning, you know that means this is the Men Lie. Women also lie, but numbers manipulate. We are going to be reviewing the weekly economic numbers, all of that good stuff. Before we get started, I want to say hello and thank you to all of the subscribers to the channel. I truly appreciate every last one of you.
I appreciate you.
And as always, a big shout out and thank you to my tech barbarians for trusting in me. To all my Patreon members, right? My tech barbarians, my tech prodigy, my technical explorers, for trusting in me to add value into your life, to help you grow inside of the tech space from whatever you want to do, whether it's QA, whether it's cybersecurity, whether it's learning Python, whether it is DevOps, whatever it is. And sometimes I have to go and stalk those that I'm coaching. I'm like, hey, look, I haven't spoken to you in like over 2 weeks. Like, what is going on? We got to get it together. We have to get it together. Right. So, but it's been a very busy week. I have been, I don't know. It's like I've almost been up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, maybe a little bit earlier every day this week, trying to get some things ready, trying to catch up, all this type of stuff. But guess what? We do not. I repeat, we do not miss. You know how it is. Let's see. So, real quick announcements. Tomorrow we're going to be going live with our DevOps. And today, I think I'm going to be inside of the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord, maybe on there for about an hour and a half, as I probably edit some video and stuff like that to do office hours in case anybody has any questions that they want to ask. I will be available there. That is in the Tech Coach Ralph Discord, Team So it's techodrop.dev, as you see right here, team techodrop.dev. If you want to sign up for the Patreon, link your Discord to your Patreon. It'll automatically put you right into the Team Techodrop Discord. It is for Patreon members only, for those who want to get into contact with me. If you have any questions, resume, all that good stuff, I will be there for office hours in case you want to join me there, right? I'm not sure exactly what time. I have a meeting to at 1:30, so maybe before or probably after that, because I have some videos to record as well. But that is the plan for today. Of course, we're going to be going live on Monday morning as well to continue with large language models. You know the schedule, but we'll get more into that tomorrow. Today, this morning, is dedicated to the weekly economic review. Do me a favor though, before we get started, go ahead and check out the traumatic brain injury assessment or questionnaire that my cousin is collecting data on. She was in a pretty bad biking accident last year, suffered a TBI, traumatic brain injury, and she's trying to, she's recovering from that. She's getting much better actually, but she noticed that there is a lack of information on traumatic brain injuries, and she wants to help educate people. She is a mathematician and a system engineer. So she's trying to collect data to be able to put out content to help people out. So please, the link is in the chat. So please click that link and fill out the questionnaires to help out. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get started with the show. Do me a favor though, like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Like I said earlier, check out techodrop.dev, sign up for a Patreon account for a membership, and we can communicate inside of the Team Tech Coach Drop Discord. All right. Okie dokie. So let's get started with the show. Let me see. So I want to talk about Spirit Airlines first because they have avoided bankruptcy. So shout out to Spirit Airlines. I know a lot of people hate on Spirit, but guess what? I absolutely love flying Spirit. I get from point A to point B for a very, very low cost. All I need is a backpack. All I need is a backpack to get from point A to point B. And once I get there, I will get whatever I need. But if I need a cheap flight, that is who I'm going with. All right. Okay. So let's see. Let's go to this article real quick about Spirit Airlines, and we'll see what happens with Spirit Airlines. All right. Let me see. All right. So we are gonna go over here. And we're going to go to that one. Spirit Airline lives to fight another day. I know a lot of people hate on Spirit, but I am a Spirit fan. They're actually based out here in South Florida, right? So this was from February 20th. It says, and it was through Bloomberg. Let's see. It says Spirit Airline won court approval to leave bankruptcy via a lender-backed take-private deal after rejecting a takeover offer from rival Frontier Group Holdings. So basically, Spirit Airlines has is going private. I didn't even know there used to be a public company, but they're going private. Apparently, they are going private. So Judge Sean Lane said Thursday he would authorize Spirit's restructuring plan, which hands control to the Florida-based Discount Airlines to top bondholders. That group includes Ken Griffin, Citadel Advisors, Pacific Investment Management Company, and Western Assets Management Company, according to documents. Spirit in November sought court protection to restructure about a $1.6 billion dollars in debt after losing ground post-pandemic as larger airlines lured travelers away by offering more basic economy fares. It's a dog eat dog out world out there. So once these airlines saw how Spirit was moving, they said, you know what? We're better airlines, but we're gonna follow their model to be able to lower our costs. So not everybody needs a carry-on. Not everybody needs a luggage. So like if you look at JetBlue, for instance, JetBlue used to always offer a luggage, right? And then they said, all right, with the way that JetBlue does it, you can either buy a luggage. I think they still offer carry-ons, but you can either buy a luggage, you can, or you can get the pricing plan that includes the luggage and the carry-on and stuff like that. So that's how the game goes, because people Spirit charges you for every little thing, right? So, anyways, let's continue. It says the company has said the revamp will give it time to boost its business through new premium options, including wider seats and free alcoholic beverages. What? Who is this new company? It says the airline moved forward with the restructuring despite repeated overtures from Frontier, which has proposed a combination of rival budget carriers. Spirit said earlier this month that it had rejected Frontier's most recent proposal, saying it wouldn't deliver as much value to creditors. A combined Spirit and Frontier would create a fifth largest airline based on miles flown by paying passengers. Lane approved the bankruptcy exit plan after considering a challenge raised by the federal regulators to an aspect of the deal that would provide legal release to parties with ties to the restructuring. The challenge raised by the U.S. Justice Department's bankruptcy watchdog was over whether creditors consented to the releases. It says the legal topic has been contested in many corporate bankruptcies following a U.S. Supreme Court ruling last year banning non-consensual releases to members of the Sackler family who owned bankrupt drug maker Purdue Pharma. Generally, such releases protect individuals with ties to a bankrupt company from potential legal liability. Lane said he would permit Spirit's creditors to opt out of the release and will issue a written ruling explaining his reasoning next month. The restructuring deal that Lane approved Thursday was widely supported by Spirit lenders who will own the company out of Chapter 11. It says it cuts about $795 million in debt and obliges bondholders to inject $350 million into company via an equity rights offering. Exit financing that's part of the transaction include protection that restrict so-called liability management transactions that favor some creditors over others. Owners of Spirit's convertible bonds sought the language, Bloomberg News reported in December. Existing Spirit equity will be canceled for no compensation, which is common in large Chapter 11 cases. The case is Spirit Airlines, U.S. Bankruptcy Court, Southern District of New York, Manhattan. So that's the story. That is the story with Spirit Airlines living to fight another day. Let me know what you guys think about Spirit Airlines. Do you hate them? Have you ever flown Spirit Airlines? I have flown them quite a few times, and they are a great way for me to travel quickly and cheaply. So let me know what your thoughts on Spirit Airlines. If you like them, if you do not like them, have you ever flown them? All that good stuff, right? But we're going to go back to full screen now. Alrighty, right. So, let me check the chat real quick, and then we will get into the actual economic numbers for this week. All right. So, all right. So we have in the building, we have the one, the only. Miss Freckles says, "How am I the one on time today?" You see, every single time, we can't win with this thing. It just does whatever it wants. It does its own. As the song Lone Wolf says, it does its own thing. Let's go over here. Let's fix that. So we got Miss Freckles in the building. Says, "How am I the one on time today?" And like I told you, Miss Freckles, because you are getting back to your roots. Sitting in the front of the class, no distractions. I like that. Miss Freckles. I like that a lot. Let me make sure I lock this thing down. Okay, cool. Let's continue. And Miss Freckles says she loves the sound of that. Makes her want to do a moon walk. We have Roxy in the building. Rock the scrubs, Roxy. Says good morning, Tech Coach Ruff, and to Miss Freckles. Good morning to you as well. Let me see. What else do we got? Let's see. I told Roxy to put her glasses back on. And Roxy says, hit the like button, folks. Please hit the like button, right? Let me see what else we got. So for Roxy, it is a normal work day. And what's annoying to you, Roxy? What is annoying you, Roxy? Let's see what we got. Miss Freckles says, Spirit is pretty resilient with how they run their business. They don't take any prisoners. They do not take any prisoners. I like flying Spirit because I mean, for me, I'll take whatever cheapest option is, right? So if I don't need any luggage, then I'll be happily on a Spirit flight, right? Roxy says, I have never flown with Spirit. Well, you know why, Roxy? Is because they don't have a first class, and we know that you only fly first class, so that's probably why you've never flown Spirit. All right, so we got you. We understand. You see, say what you're trying to say without really saying it, Roxy. I see what you did there. I see what you did there, Roxy. Ms. Freckles says Spirit isn't bad, just annoying for the a la carte style purchasing. Yep, I agree with that. But guess what? I like the a la carte purchasing because I get to pick what I need, and if I don't need anything, then I get the cheapest price. So I mean, you got like it's convenient when you need to get from point A to point B with no hassle. We have Mitch in the building, says it just gets to a point. What point is that, Mitch? Is it the point where you realize that how about my greatness and how you can't stay away, and that you're like, you have to say, oh, you know what? This guy, Tech Coach Ralph, he is something else. I just have to show up and say, you are the man. And Mr. Tucker says, the master of points. Welcome, Mitch. And Mr. Tucker says, I am trying to get on Roxy's level. Do you guys remember the song Get On My Level by Little Scrappy? And Mitch says, the proverbial Spirit. What do you have against Spirit? What do you have against Spirit, Mitch? What did Spirit ever do to you? And Roxy says, Are you sleepwalking, Mitch? What's going on? Why is Mitch sleepwalking? Oh, I don't know. Is it sleepwalking or sleep texting? I don't know. Anyways, let's get started with our data for this week, right? So we're gonna go over to over here, and we're going to get started with looking at our economic indicators. Let's go to, all right, so we have our Urban Dictionary of Economic Data. We have our weekly economic indicators. We're going to be looking at, and what we're going to use our large language model web page summarizer to summarize the FOMC, the FOMC meeting minutes to see what they're talking about, and then we will continue with the rest of the show. All right. So with that being said, we are going to, how come I didn't have building permits here? So let's go and take a look at the, well, let me see, which one is this one? We will do, because we have a few housing numbers to look at. Let's see. All right. Oh, that's what's going to be. All right. So we're going to look at the building permits, and the housing starts right too. So we're going to skip the building permits. We're going to look at the FOMC, and we're going to look at the initial jobless claims, and then we're going to look at the existing home sales. All right. And then we'll look at the University of Michigan consumer expectations and consumer sentiment. All right. That is the goal for today. Let's get started with the FOMC. So FOMC meeting minutes. Let's do a search for FOMC. Federal Open Market Committee. What is the Federal Open Market Committee? All right. So it says that the FOMC is a group of quote unquote important people from the Federal Reserve, which is like the USA's bank for banks. They meet to decide things about money, interest rates to help keep the economy running smoothly. Their goal is to make sure people don't go too high. That's called inflation, or prices don't go too high. That's called inflation. To keep people working by helping businesses grow. What happens when the FOMC releases meeting minutes? The meeting minutes are like notes from a big class meeting showing what was discussed. They tell us what the FOMC thinks about the economy, like whether it's doing well or needs help. If interest rates might go up or down in the future, this affects things like car loans, mortgages, and credit card payments. Plans for inflation control. They share if they're worried about prices going up too fast, things like that. All right. So it says, what should we expect? If the note suggests the economy is slowing, they might lower interest rates. This makes borrowing money cheaper, so people and businesses spend more. If the note suggests the economy is too hot, which prices with prices rising, they might raise interest rates, making borrowing harder, which slows things down to prevent inflation. All right. So let's go and take a look at the meeting minutes. Well, no, before we do that, let's get an example. Who should care about the meeting minutes? So I'll say everybody should care about the meeting minutes, right? But let's see who. You guys can drop me an example, but I'll think of one for now. But Miss Freckles, Roxy, Mitch, if you guys have an example to look up, let me know. But let's see if we can use what about let's go for I know one. High school football coach. Let's see what this gives us. How does the meeting minutes affect the high school football coach? It says, all right, so consider budgeting for the football. I did not think about that. So, and I see Roxy Petroleum Engineer. We'll check that one after. It says, imagine the football coach is responsible for budgeting for things like equipment, uniforms, travel, and facilities. The coach needs to buy new helmets and pads, and they might also want to upgrade the locker room. It says interest rates. If the FOMC decides to lower interest rates, borrowing money becomes cheaper. This could mean that if the school or district needs to take out a loan to improve the football facilities or buy new equipment, it would pay less in interest. This could free up money for team needs. It says for economic climate, if the FOMC raises rates, it often slows down borrowing and spending in the economy. This could lead to budget cuts in schools, including sports programs. If the school has less money to spend, the coach might not have the budget to get to buy new gear or even travel for games. And community support. A good economy influenced by the FOMC decision might encourage parents and local businesses to donate more to the football program, knowing that they are financially stable. In contrast, if the economy is struggling, if it's on the struggle bus due to high interest, donations might decrease. All right. So that is the how it affect a high school football coach. Let's look up Roxy's idea for petroleum engineer. That is not how you spell petroleum. Let's see. There we go. Petroleum engineer. All right. So for a petroleum engineer, let's see, where is the example? So including the oil and gas industry. All right, so it says interest rates. If the FOMC decides to increase rates, borrowing money becomes more expensive. Companies in the oil industry, like those drilling for oil or building refineries, may have a harder time securing loans to finance new projects or expand operations because of their cost of borrowing go up. Effects on projects. A petroleum engineer working for such a company might find that certain projects get put on hold or scaled back due to their higher costs. For instance, if a company was planning to drill a new oil well, they might delay it because their financing would be too costly at higher interest rates. And oil prices and demand. Higher interest rates could also slow down the economic growth. When the economy is growing slowly, people and businesses consume less energy, which can lead to lower demand for oil. This reduced demand can lower oil prices. As a petroleum engineer, Lower oil prices could impact job security, project budgets, and overall industry health. All right. So that is a breakdown of how the minutes from the FOMC would affect a petroleum engineer as well as a high school football coach. All right. So let's jump into. We're gonna do two things. We're gonna go to this link right here, and we're gonna find the information from this week where we have the FOMC minutes from January 28th to 29, released 2 days ago, or February 19th, maybe 4 days ago. And we're gonna take a look at that. So let's take a look at the HTML. But as we see here, actually that's pretty short. Actually, this is pretty short. No, is this it? Let me see. Where's the meeting minutes? I don't think that's the meeting minutes, but we can read this anyways, right? I thought the meeting minutes were going to be a lot longer. So they had a joint meeting. The agenda. Actually, this is pretty long. All right, so this is long. I don't know. I saw something shorter before, right? But what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy this URL, and I'm going to take it into our summarizer. Let's go to I wonder if I can just add it. Let's see if this is still running, right? So if we go here and I say add. That's not where I wanted it to go though. Let's go to let's go to okay, so we're gonna do what is the CSC. Let's go over here. Let's go all the way to the bottom. We're gonna do. I'm just gonna go to the bottom because trying to get it from up top is not working the way that I want it to work. We're gonna go to display summary, and I'm just gonna paste in that link over here. Let's see if this is up and running. That way we don't have to read the whole article. We just get a summary of it, and then we can go. All right, so there we go. Summary of the Fed monetary policy. All right, so key areas covered was the monetary policy framework. We had the economic research. So recent developments. The FOMC recently held a meeting on January 20th and 29th, 2025, where they determined to maintain the federal funds rate at the range of $4.25% to 4.5. So 4.25 to 4.5. The decision reflects a commitment to assess incoming economic data carefully while maintaining a balance between encouraging employment and controlling inflation. The highlights from the meeting: economic activity, real GDP has been rising steadily and labor market conditions remain solid, reflecting in a low unemployment rate. Inflation trends: total consumer price inflation is reported to at 2.6%, while core inflation is at 2.8%. Indicating continued attention to the inflation rate relative to the target. Market conditions discussion emphasized stable financial conditions with minor adjustments in the treasury yield and funding markets. All right. Let's see. Participants expressed optimism about future discussion on monetary policy, valuing input from diverse perspectives and upcoming research conferences. Additionally, ongoing reviews of the monetary policy framework aim to adapt to evolving economic circumstances, right? So basically, they met and they said that there are no changes happening. So it is what it is. It is what it is. So that is to break down the FOMC. I see some incoming suggestions for our next search. So we're going to do that. We have the chemical engineer from and the talent acquisition specialist from Ms. Freckles. So let's go to, so you see the different tools that we built this on pretty much the first the first day of working on the large language models in the morning, and we're able to use it to summarize this huge article right here, right? This huge meeting minutes, to get it to be like just like 2 to 3 bullet points, right? So that is very, very helpful, because I'm not gonna go read this whole entire thing, which ends up saying we're not gonna do anything that we did last month, right? So here we go. All right, so let's continue on. Let's see. Okay, what do we have next? What do we have next? Let's look at our economic calendar. We have, let's see, the initial jobless claims. All right, initial jobless claims it is. And then after we get through the initial jobless claims, we'll check the chat, all right? So let's go to initial jobless claims. Weekly jobless claims. So what is the weekly jobless claim? The Department of Labor's initial jobless claims report shows the number of people who have recently lost their jobs and applied for unemployment benefits for the first time. It's released every Thursday and gives a snapshot of how the job market is doing in the United States. Here's a simple breakdown. And I'll put in the chemical engineer for this one. All right. All right. So it says, let's see, who recently lost their jobs and applied for unemployment benefits for the first time. They also have one for continuing jobless claims, but this one is directly for the initial jobless claims, right? It's released every Thursday and gives a snapshot of how the job market is doing in the United States. So initial jobless claims. Initial means that these people applying for unemployment benefits for the first time in a recent week. It doesn't include people who are already receiving benefits from earlier weeks. Why does this matter, right? If the number of claims is high, it usually means more people are losing jobs, which could be a sign that the economy is struggling or slowing down. If the number is low, it means fewer people are losing jobs, which could point to a healthier job market. How is it used? The report helps businesses, government, and even regular people understand if the job market is getting better or worse. For example, if jobless claims suddenly spike, it could mean companies are laying off more workers, and that might be a warning of a possible recession. If claims are dropping, it may suggest that companies are hiring or keeping employees, which is a good sign for the economy. All right, so let's use I will use Miss Freckles' chemical engineer. Ms. Freckles says, it would be nice to get refunds on what was paid into unemployment while employed. Is that reasonable? All right, I have to think about that a little bit more after we get through this. All right, so how does the weekly initial jobless claims impact a chemical engineer? So, job market health. If weekly jobless claims are increasing significantly, this might indicate that companies are laying off workers, including those in engineering roles. A chemical engineer might worry about job security or the availability of new job opportunities if the job market is struggling. Industry impact. The chemical industry can be sensitive to economic changes. High jobless claims might mean less spending by consumers and businesses, which can lead to reduced demand for chemicals. If demand falls, companies might halt hiring or even reduce staff, directly affecting chemical engineers. Project funding. Many chemical engineering projects, especially in research and development or large industrial builds, depend on financial stability. If jobless claims are rising, it could signal economic downturn, causing companies to delay or cut funding for new projects, affecting a chemical engineer's job or project availability. Lastly, networking opportunities. If there are many jobless claims, professionals may start networking more actively, looking for new opportunities or collaborating on projects. For a chemical engineer, this could provide a new avenues to connect with potential employers and partners, even if the job market can look tough, right? So that is how the role. So this is how the chemical engineer might be impacted by the initial jobless claims, right? Let's see. Let's go look at the report. Let's keep it moving. So we have, so this is our report. Let me zoom in a bit. And I don't, because this is like, it's very similar week to week. I don't go too much in depth into it, but in the week ending of February 15th, the advanced figures for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 219,000, an increase of 5,000 from the previous week. The previous week was also revised up by 1,000 from 213,000 to 214,000. The 4-week moving average is 215,250, a decrease from 1,000 from the previous week's revised average. The previous week's average was revised up by 250 from 216,000 to 216,250. All right. The insured unemployment rate is at 1.2%. That doesn't really change much. Let's see what else we got. So what I like to do then, I like to jump down to over here. So the initial claims for UI benefits filed by former federal civilian employees totaled 613 last week. I think that went up. Actually, I said it went down. All right, in the week ending February 8th, an increase of 14. Yeah, that did go up, right? For increase of 14. There were 399 initial claims by newly discharged veterans, a decrease of 66 from the previous week. All right. There were 7,110 continuous weeks claimed filed by former federal civilian employees the week ending February 1st, a decrease of 355 from the previous week. Newly discharged veterans claiming benefits total 4,405, a decrease of 202 from the prior week. So that's good news. It says the highest insured unemployment rates in the week ending of February 1st were New Jersey at 2.9, Rhode Island 2.9, Minnesota at 2.5, California, Massachusetts, Washington at 2.4, Illinois, Montana at 2.3, Michigan, and Pennsylvania at 2.0. The largest increase in initial claims for the week ending of February 8th were in California, 1,161, Texas 861, Florida 816, Washington 640, and Virginia 596. While the largest decreases were New York 3,000, Pennsylvania 2,944, Wisconsin 1,549, Ohio 1,095, and Illinois 975. All right, so those are our weekly initial jobless claims for not the past week, but the week before that. Next week we should get some more data. All right, so I'm gonna go back to full screen. We are going to be looking at. I'm gonna check the chat, and then we'll continue from there. Okay, so let's do that. All right. Let's see who or what we have in the chat. Let's see. Miss Freckles says, it's just you and me and Miss TCR on Spirit. There we go. Mitch says that he will never, ever go on Spirit. You guys are too rich for my blood. And Roxy says both. What was the question? Was it, oh, that was to Mitch sleepwalking and sleep texting. I got you. Let's see. Roxy says, no Spirit flights for Miss TCR. What? Only the best for her and baby TCR. You know what? Roxy, I'll tell you this, right? And she's going to vehemently disagree with you, because if there are no Spirit flights, then there are no flights. If there are no Spirit flights, then there are no flights, because you gotta get you gotta get from point A to point B, and if we can get that with the best available pricing, then that's what it's gonna be. All right. I'm just saying. And she'll be like, don't take my trips away from me. All right. Let's see. We got Miss Freckles. All right. Miss says, why do you think sports teams at high schools and colleges get cut? No budget. And their team probably isn't that good. Simple. I mean, if you're good, then your alumni is going to want to support you. But if you suck, then they probably won't. So that's what happens. That is what happens, bitch. Let's see. We have Freckles. All right. So we got talent acquisition specialist is on the deck next. Ms. Freckles said, all right, it would be nice to get refunds on what was paid into unemployment while employed. Is that too reasonable? Well, Ms. Freckles, what's the best way to put this, right? When you put money to the federal government, right, it is like a black hole. Then you find out that they're sending money to all sorts of countries for God knows what, and you're like, what in the world is going on here? That so you could have the federal government try to protect you with unemployment when you're paying like thousands upon thousands a year, and then they say, you know what, you're gonna get a $200 check every week, although you have paid probably over who knows how much in unemployment, and they say, you know what, and you have to prove that you're applying for a job every single day. I mean, there worse than some boot camps, right? So I think the whole unemployment thing is just another scam by the government, because we do not protect ourselves. We do not take care of ourselves. We have a problem of spending before we get it. That's my thoughts on it. Like we have a problem spending before we get it. So then, because we are in so much debt, we're like, oh well, the federal government, they're gonna pay me unemployment, and then they say, okay, so your check is gonna be for $200. I remember when I got laid off in like 2007 going to 2008, right? And I said they were like, oh, file for unemployment. So I filed for unemployment. They were like, yeah, we're gonna give you like $200 a week or something like that, or every 2 weeks. I was like, all right, thanks. And I was like, all right, I filed for it once and I never even tried again. I'm like, this is a joke. This is a joke. And I was like, I'm gonna move on. I am going to move on. All right. Let's see what else we got. Rocky says archivist. What is an archivist? Is it someone who archives? But I'll put that on the list. All right. Mitch said Spirit probably turbulence the whole entire flight. Well, Mitch, until you have flown a Spirit flight,
do not come.
Until you have flown a Spirit flight, all right? It says shaking the whole way, but I don't even know why I brought that up. How would you know? Look, I have always had a great experience on a Spirit flight, all right? Let's see. It says facts. A huge black hole. It is. That's okay. Got it, Ralph. Says the disrespect. I filed once and never again. Just find more work. I'm telling you, that's when I was riding up and down I-95, going from jail to jail, bonding people out of jail at 3:00 in the morning.
Bruh.
And I agree 100% with you, Ms. Freckles. Spirit is just, you see, that's why that's why Ms. Freckles and myself are such good friends. We're like, hey, look. Here's how I break down the airlines. Right now, if you're flying for like 6, 7, 8 hours, that's a different story, right? But if you're flying for like an hour, 2 hours, I'm like, I just need to get here, right? So I don't care. Like, people could be crying about, oh, the leg room and stuff like that. I mean, you've done worse. You have done worse for more money. I'm just saying. So for me, I don't have a problem jumping on a Spirit flight and getting to, if I have to go to New York or something like that. If I have to go to, I mean, I don't go anywhere, but if I have to go to like to the DR or to Haiti, I'll just jump on a Spirit flight. And it's a lot of times people are like, oh, can you bring me something? I'm like, I'm sorry, all I have is a backpack. All I have is a backpack. All right. Let's see. Ms. Record says, as long as I get to speak to the pilot on each flight, I'm always happy. And you see that's all we need. That is all we need.
We the best.
Just a conversation with the pilot. All right. Make sure he is not drunk or high like Denzel Washington was in the movie Flight. All right. I'm just saying. Although he landed that plane upside down like a boss, but I'd rather you not. I'd rather you be very, very sober. Okay. All right, we're gonna continue on with the show. I think it's gonna be a short show today because there's not that much economic data to review this week, and I have a lot of stuff to do anyway. So that'll be awesome to get out early. All right, so what do we have up next on our list? Let's go over to our shared screen. We have the existing home sales report. All right, so let's see if we look for. So this report, let me see, do I have a, I think I have a thing for this. Let me see, let's go to, I think it's this one. Nope, this one. All right, existing home sales. So what is the existing home sales from the National Association of Realtors? The National Association of Realtors is a group that keeps track of homes being bought and sold. Each month they release a report that shows how many homes were already built, not new ones, were sold. This is called the existing home sales report. What does the report tell us? Is how many homes people bought that month. It helps us see if people are buying fewer homes or buying homes or fewer. Buying more, if more people are buying homes or fewer. Prices, are homes getting more expensive or cheaper? Trends, if fewer people are buying, it could mean the economy is slowing down. If more are buying, it could mean things are improving. All right, so we're going to be looking for, our next one was going to be the talent acquisition. So let's look up talent acquisition, and then we have Roxy's archivist. Talent acquisition specialist. So let's see, how does a talent acquisition specialist get affected by the existing home sales report, if at all? All right, so now you might wonder if this report is relevant to a talent acquisition specialist whose main focus is hiring and recruitment. All right, so here's how it can be impactful. Miss Freckles says the existing home sales report is a good indicator, is a good economic indicator. High sales can suggest a strong economy, which typically means more job creation. If the economy is booming, companies might be hiring more, leading to increased demand for talent acquisition specialists. Location trends. Talent acquisition specialists often source candidates locally. Knowing which areas are experiencing increased home sales can indicate where more professionals are moving. If a city is seeing a surge in home sales, it could point to a growing job market in that area, suggesting that specialists should focus their recruitment efforts there. It says workforce mobility. When more people are sold, or when more homes are sold, it may reflect people moving to new areas for job opportunities. A talent acquisition specialist needs to be aware of these trends to anticipate potential relocation needs for candidates. If many people are moving to a certain city, there might be a chance to attract talent willing to relocate. And says understanding candidate behavior. If the report can help a specialist understand candidates' preferences, for instance, if homes in suburban areas are selling well, it might indicate that candidates are looking for more family-friendly environments, which could affect job offerings, remote work options, and company culture and initiatives. So let's take a look at this quick example, right? So let's say the latest existing home sales report shows that sales are up in a particular city. As talent acquisition specialists, you might decide to ramp up the recruitment efforts in that city, knowing it's a hotspot for job seekers. You might adjust your job postings to highlight benefits like remote work or family-friendly policies, catering to preferences of the relocating workforce. So that's pretty much how that goes with it. Okay. So let's take a look at this report and then we'll get to the chat. So it says that there was a negative, it went down by 4.9%, right? So let's read the full release. So let's read this. Latest news, existing home sales fell 4.9% month over month to a seasonally adjusted rate of 4.08 million in January 2025, right? Year over year, sales improved 2%. So let's take a look at this. let's see. The median existing home sales price advanced 4.8 from January 2024 to 396,900. The ninth consecutive month of year-over-year price increases. Inventory of unsold existing homes grew 3.5% from the prior 1.18 million at the end of January, or equivalent of 3.5 months supply at the current month sales pace, right? So it says that existing home sales retreated in January, according to the National Association of Realtors. Sales slipped in 3 major U.S. regions and held steady in the Midwest. Year over year, sales rose in 3 regions and were unchanged in the South. Total existing home sales. Completed transactions that include single-family homes, townhomes, and condominiums and co-ops descended 4.9% from December to a seasonally adjusted annual rate of 4.08 million in January. Year over year, sales improved 2% from up from 4 million in January of 2024. Mortgage rates have refused to budge for several months despite multiple rounds of short-term interest rate cuts by the Federal Reserve, says NAR chief economist Larry Yun, or Lawrence Yun to be exact. But he lets me call him Larry. You guys have to call him Lawrence, but he lets me call him Larry, right? When combined with elevated home prices, housing affordability remains a major challenge. That's because you have like your homeowner's insurance, you have your taxes to pay, and now you have these high interest rates. So they're just making it expand like crazy, all right? Let's see. It says total housing inventory registered at the end of January was 1.18 million units, up 3.5% from December and 16.8% from 1 year ago. Unsold inventory listed at 3.5 month supply at the current sales pace, up from 3.2 months in December and 3.0 months in January. More housing supply allows strongly qualified buyers to enter the market, Young added, but for many consumers, both increased inventory and lower mortgage rates are necessary for them to purchase a different home or become first-time homeowners. The median existing home price for all housing in January was 396,900, up 4.8% from a year ago. All 4 U.S. regions registered price increases, right? Of course you're going to register price increases because the price of the brick is always going up. Let's see. According to Freddie Mac, the 30-year fixed mortgage rate averaged at 6.85% on February 20th. That's down from 6.87% 1 week ago and 6.9% 1 year ago. It is still super expensive, like 6.8% for almost 6.9% for mortgage rates. That's crazy. Let's see. I'm not gonna read all this stuff in particular. All right, that is that. Let's go back to our full screen and let's check the chat. All right, we have let's see. Ms. Freckles says, our archivist, just if you were to pronounce it correctly. Let's see. Just if you want. Whoa. Ms. Freckles, what's going on? Ms. Freckles, why are you calling me out? Archivist. Thank you, Ms. Freckles. I'm just messing with you. Ms. Freckles calling me out. It says, that explains my mother's position minus the real estate portion. It's more tailored towards finding talent for corporate. Mortgage prices are going down because of so many layoffs, especially in the D.C. area. Ms. Freckles says, what about land? I'm looking for good land that it. Where did it show up? I'm looking for good land that is cheap. What are you going to do on the land, Ms. Freckles? What are you going to do on the land? It says, you definitely not getting cheap on the East Coast. That's a fact. That is a fact. Bruh. It says it's 1 million. The deal would be 700K. That's the deal, for example. Let's see. So it says, Ms. Freckles says, true. I'll keep searching for land in the Midwest. I thought you were moving to Florida, Ms. Freckles. I thought you were moving to Florida. It says, that's crazy. 6.8. Unbelievable. In the old days, in the 1950s, when you were born, Ralph, they were like 10 to 15%. I was not born in the 1950s. That's the first and foremost, right? It was more of like 1963 and a half is when I was born, all right? So just clarifying that right there. Just clarifying that right there, right? Let's see. And Freckles says, call me out when it's my turn. Miss Freckles, I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you. All right. Let's continue on with the show. I think we have like, let me see. We have the archivist that we're going to be looking into. Ms. Rickles says, trying to grow seed that haven't been manipulated, like the numbers are manipulated. Also, I am not allowed to have, am I not allowed to have 2 homes? Whoa. Who told you that, Ms. Freckles? Who told you that you can have, Ms. Freckles, look, Ms. Freckles, look, give me a second here. This great land that we live in, the beautiful, beautiful United States of America, you can have as many homes as you please. You know what, Ms. Freckles? You can have a home for every single day of the year. And you can have 365 homes, right? But you can also have an additional home for the leap years that you only use once every 4 years, right? So there is nobody except for your bank account that's stopping you from having as many homes as you want, all right? I'm just saying, okay? Let's see. All right, so we are going to continue to the it says, you taught who well? You taught me well, or you taught Miss Freckles well? What did you teach Miss Freckles? Are you teaching Miss Freckles how to be mischievous in class? Oh my goodness, Mitch. My goodness. It says, I taught Miss Freckles to be feisty. Makes me proud. I don't know. I think I saw Miss Freckles feisty from the beginning, all right? And Miss Freckles says, that's too much. So you're saying 366 homes is too much, with one of them that only gets used every 4 years? No more than 3 homes. My goodness, Miss Freckles, you are running it up. You know what, Miss Freckles? I'm gonna have to play the Where's My Money song for you, all right? All right, let's continue on with our last piece of data for today. You better thank a data dog. All right, so let's go over here, and we're going to be checking the University of Michigan. Let's go over here. All right, Michigan. Did I spell it? Let me see. Yep, there it goes. University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index, right? So we're going to search for archivist for the consumer sentiment, all right? Let's see. Let's go over here. And I'm going to go get that off the screen. I'll put this one. Consumer sentiment. All right. So it says the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index is a survey that asks people how they feel about the economy. It gathers information about what people think about their current financial situation, how they feel about spending money, and what they expect for the future. The survey results are combined into an index, which is like a score that shows whether people feel positive or negative or neutral about the economy. All right. This index is more important because it helps us understand how confident people are about spending money. When people feel good about the economy and their own financial situation, they are more likely to buy things like clothes, gadgets, and cars, which helps businesses grow and create jobs. If the index shows that people are worried, they might spend less, which can slow down the economy. Economists and government officials use this information to make decisions about things like about interest rates, economic policy, helping them support a healthy economy, right? So we're going to go and look for archivist. I hope that's how you spell it. I think there's an H in there. Let me see. Let me just do a Google search. Archivist. So ARCH. All right, so let me fix that. ARCH. All right, so how does the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment Index affect an archivist, right? As Ms. Freckles, as my dear friend, right? I'm going to do this, right? I'm going to do it like this, right? We're going to do this, Ms. Freckles. Where's Ms. Freckles? Right here. Since Ms. Freckles wants to call me out, right? I got you, Ms. Freckles. We're going to do it like this, right? We're going to go like this. Where is it? We're going to go with boom. I'm just going to leave that right there. Why is this so big? Hold on. Hold on. I don't know what's going on with this thing. I tell you, there we go. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna leave that right there as we read this, right? For the archivist, right? So Ms. Freckles and I will read this together, right? There we go. I'm gonna bring it. We're gonna bring that one back too, right? So there we go. We're gonna just me and Ms. Freckles will do this. We'll do this together, okay? So, my dear friend Ms. Freckles, we're going to do this together just to make sure that I always say archivist correctly, right? So it says that. All right. So here's how the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index could be impactful for an archivist, if I want to pronounce it correctly. That was so funny. All right, so understanding historical context. An archivist preserves and organizes historical documents. If the University of Michigan indicates low consumer sentiment, it might be tied to economic downturns. An archivist might want to collect and preserve material that reflects how people lived during tough economic times. Curating collections. If the index shows a rise in consumer confidence, suggesting economic growth, an archivist might curate exhibits or collections that showcase innovation. Let's see. Right. Entrepreneurship or prosperity from that era. They could focus on business records, advertisements, or cultural artifacts that reflect that optimistic period. Research and accessibility. An archivist can use trends in consumer sentiment to identify what kind of documents or materials people today might find interesting or important. For example, during times when consumers are feeling stressed about the economy, there might be a greater interest in accessing archives that contain resources about surviving financial hardship or community support systems, right? And lastly, funding and support. Interest in archives can also fluctuate with economic sentiment. During times of high consumer confidence, organizations might have more funding available for projects, including digital. All right, Ms. Freckles, I need your help on this one too. Digitization or conservation efforts, while lower sentiment may lead to budget cuts. Understanding this can help archivists plan ahead. All right, so That is how the University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index could affect an archivist. All right. All right. Let's just so much fun. It is so much fun. All right. Let's go to the all right. See, thank you, Miss Freckles coming in clutch, right? Says, where is it? Miss Freckles says, digitization. Digitization. See, shout out to Miss Freckles. You know what? I have to do this. Miss Freckles, you are the co-host for today's show because you are helping me. You're doing the work of the Lord. You're helping me pronounce these words with more than 2 syllables because everyone knows more than 2 syllables are my weakness. So words like archivist and digitization. You know, I'm just saying. All right. So let us continue. So let's go into, let's see. This site is probably not going to work, right? But let's go here. Doesn't work. So we're going to go to it again. From what I noticed, we go to it the first time, it doesn't work. Then we go to it the second time, then it works. But maybe not this time, right? So University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment. If we go here, or if we go here, let's see, data. The University of Michigan is so finicky. So there goes the, so where's the actual, let's see. Survey information? 2025 release dates? Oh, nope. Let's see. I don't see it. Yeah. So we're not getting. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see if I can find this somewhere else. This site is always so troublesome. All right, there we go. So it's always so weird, right? But it says that, all right, so here are our numbers. Final results for February 2025. So they come out with the preliminary results in the mid of the month, and then at the end of the month they have the final results, all right? So the next release date is going to be March 14th for the prelim. Ms. Freckles, help me out here. Help me out, Ms. Freckles. Preliminary results, right? It says, survey of consumers director Joanne Su says consumer sentiment extended its early month decline, citing nearly 10% from January. The decrease was unanimous across groups by age, income, and wealth. All 5 index components deteriorated this month, led by a 19% plunge in buying conditions for durables, in large part due to fears that tariffs-induced price increases are imminent. Expectations for personal finances in the short run economic outlook both declined almost 10% in February, while the long run economic outlook fell back by 6%. It's to its lowest reading since November of 2023. While sentiment fell for both Democrats and independents, it was unchanged for Republicans, reflecting continued disagreements on the consequences of new economic policies. Year ahead inflation expectations jumped up 3.3% last month and 4.3%. This month, the highest reading since November 2023, and marking 2 consecutive months of unusually large increases. The current reading is now well above the 2.3 to 3% range seen in the 2 years prior to the pandemic. Long-run inflation expectations rose over the course of the month and climbed from 3.2% in January to 3.5% in February. This is the largest month-over-month increase since May 2021. For both short and long-term and long-run inflation expectations, this month's increases were widespread and seen across income and age groups. Inflation expectations rose this month for independents, Democrats, and fell slightly for Republicans. All right, so that is our consumer sentiment index for the month of February. All right, so we're gonna go back to full screen now. We're gonna wrap up the show. Let's get that one off. All right, let's go back to full screen. And there we have it, folks. That is our weekly economic data for the week. This is our last show for February, or our last economic show for February. We still have shows tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you know what? I have an idea. I just thought of something, right? Of what I'm gonna do, but you'll find out during the week. You're gonna find out during the week. It's gonna be really, really cool, and I think you're gonna appreciate it. I think you're gonna appreciate it. So that's the plan. Also, another quick announcement. I have the song "Falling Down." It is gonna be released as a single on next week, Saturday, March 1st at 7 a.m. It's gonna be available on all streaming platforms as a single. The song "Falling Down," that is one of my favorite songs now. Really, really appreciate. I really like it, and I wanted to make it available. I just all right. Here's the deal. Here's the deal. I couldn't wait for it because it was supposed to be released on the album in July, but I couldn't wait for that one particular song because I really, really like it. So I'm just gonna release it as a single, and we're gonna move from there. We're gonna figure it out from there, right? So it's gonna be coming out next Saturday, 7 a.m. On all platforms. The single for "Fallen Down." All right. I love that song. All right. But I think that so like I said, tomorrow night or tomorrow afternoon, DevOps. I'll be in the Team Tech Coach Ralph Discord this afternoon for office hours. I don't know exactly what time yet, but I will probably maybe around 3, maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock. I'll be in there working, and if anyone has any questions, feel free to jump in and ask any questions you might have, all right? But that is about it for today. Do me a favor, though, on your way out, like video, share video, subscribe to the channel. Go to techwithdrop.dev. If you want to join the Discord, you have to be a Patreon member, at least a technical explorer, because we are it is not a place where we're just going to be sitting around talking nonsense, talking mess. We will have fun in there, right? But if you're in there, I expect you to be producing, to be working. I have the song "Shut Up and Produce." I want to see you successful. I want to see you win. So I want to see you actually put in the work. I do not here's the thing, right? If you are just going to come in there to be just a show face, then
do not come.
I want you to be productive. I want you to continue to level up, to continue to upskill. And that is why, that is the only reason why I decided to open up the Discord, because if you're going to be in there, I want you to continue working towards your goals. I have channels in there where we embrace doing the really, really tough things, as well as a channel in there to celebrate when you accomplish your goals, because as tough as I am, I also celebrate you in all of your accomplishments. All right. So that is why I want to be a little bit closer to those who are in the Patreon, who are serious about leveling up, who are serious about being better people, and who are serious about winning, right? Like I always say, this book right here, Winning. See all my little notes. One of my favorite books. It is by Tim Grover. He was the trainer for Michael Jordan when no one would take a chance on him. And in the book, right? In the book, he talks about how he sent at the time they had letters, right? So he sent a letter pretty much advertising his services to every single player on the Bulls except Michael Jordan, because he's like, why would Michael Jordan want to work with me? Nobody, I repeat, nobody responded to him except except Michael Jordan. And Michael Jordan's like, all right, come over. Let me see what you have to do. And they work together for Michael Jordan's entire career, right? And then after he was doing Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan paid him not to work with other people. That's how good he was, and that's how serious Michael Jordan was. He's like, okay, this trainer really, really pushes me. And after Michael Jordan was done, then he went to work with Kobe Bryant, right? And then he also worked with Dwayne Wade and among other players, right? But the reason I share this is because I don't want you to be a loser. I don't want you to be dusty, right? I want you to be successful. And I think that the biggest challenge that we have, the number one challenge, because I used to think that, if you just go and you learn the skills, then you can do it. But the problem is your mindset. A lot of times we have a loser mindset. We don't have a winning mindset. And we need to develop that winning mindset. And that's why I love David Goggins, You Can't Hurt Me, Never Finished. I love winning. I love Eat That Frog that is also in the background, because we need to develop the mindset of how do we win, right? And once you build that resiliency and that grit, then you don't have to be you don't have to be dusty anymore, all right? That's all I gotta say. You don't have to be dusty anymore. Be dust free. Don't be dusty. Be dust free, right? You better go get you a Swifter. Right? But the reason that I share that is because a lot of people, like, they want to do it, but then once they see the work, right? Like the song says, why do people hate success? They see, like, they want it, but then when they see what it takes to get it, then they're like, oh no. I'll also tell you this story, right? So I have competition coming up in less than a month, exactly about a month from now, right? I have competition coming up. And I've been cutting down weight. I've been, going through my routine, because the past year was an absolute mess. Like, the nonsense from last year started around this time, right? And it was just a whole big headache. But now we're back and we're up. And I'm doing more and I'm feeling great. And I am like, I'm happy. I'm happy where things are right now. But the thing is that like, you have to be able to get upset with yourself. You have to be able to get upset with yourself, because I was like, all right, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get to this weight goal. And I was like, and then the other night I was like, well, I can eat this. And I'll just get it the other day, right? I'll still get it. And I didn't get it. And I was like, you know what? Yesterday, I was like, you know what? I'm mad. I'm mad at myself. And now I'm going to do what I have to do to get to my goal. And then yesterday, I went past my goal. This morning, I went past my goal. And I'm like, now I'm good. I'm still a little upset at myself because I could have got there faster. But the point is that you have to set goals, and you can't just give yourself a pass when you don't achieve them. You need to say, all right, why did I not achieve them? Was it something that I did? And then you're like, all right, what strategy do I need to employ? And I cannot have any excuses. I need to go out there and crush my goals, because you know what? Leave the goal of failing, the people who don't set goals, the people who don't accomplish their goals because of their inaction, their laziness, their excuses. Leave that for them. You have to be violent with yourself. I don't care what other people do. It doesn't mean anything to me. I care about what I do. And when I say I'm going to do something and I don't do it, I'm pissed at myself. All right. And I think with that winning mindset, that is how you're going to crush all of your goals. And forget a dream, embrace your goals, and build out a strategy and a game plan to accomplish those goals. Lastly, I was talking to one of my friends, right? One of my friends, and they were like, I'm having this challenge. I said, all right, here's a pop quiz. Let me see your calendar. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna fail. I'm like, I know, but that's why I want to put you on the spot. And I said, but you know what? although I knew you were going to fail, but that gives us the opportunity to know what are the issues that we need to tackle. And now let's put a game plan. Let's put a game plan and let's go out there and get it. Because if you are on Team Tech Coach Ralph, I won't allow you to fail. Now you might allow yourself to fail, but I'm not gonna allow you to fail. We're going to devise a plan, a strategy, and we're gonna go out there and crush it. Right? The same thing. And here's the thing: I do it so that you can know that it's possible. So that if I can do it and you say, oh, it's impossible, like, well, that means I can do the impossible, and I can't. I cannot do what's impossible. That means that if I can do it, it's possible. That means you can do it as well. You just have to stop making excuses for yourself, all right? But that is how I want to finish the show. I want to send that message out to all of you guys, all right? You guys can do it. You gotta want it. You have to want it. You have to want it more than anything else. You have to want it more than what your feelings tell you, right? Oh, I just can't do it. You can't do it. You just gotta stop being a crybaby, all right? To put it nicely, you gotta stop being a crybaby. Go out there and get it. If you have educational goals, if you have career goals, if you have weight loss and diet goals, just because you feel hungry doesn't mean that you have to go out there and eat. Just because you feel tired doesn't mean that you have to like, oh, well, I'll just do it next week. No, get it done. Get it done, period. All right. So just wanted to leave you guys with that message. Be dust free. Be dust free. All right. No dustiness over here. All right. So let's see. Miss Freckles. Thank you, Miss Freckles. Miss Freckles was the co-host of the show today. Let's see. Move that. All right, cool. It says, Miss Freckles says, you also got it right there. Oh,
I appreciate you.
It says, only a matter of time. It says, thanks, Coach. It is a pleasure, Miss Freckles. It is a pleasure. And Miss Freckles says, Mitch, no slacking today. That's right, Mitch. No slacking, no lollygagging. Get it done. It says slacking what? I won't be saying anything anymore. I made my appearance. What? Yep. Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, Michael Jordan, some other people too, but those are the notable ones for Tim Grover. That is an amazing book. I have 2 copies of this book actually. And I have it like all written, like I have it like things underlined and stuff like that. Great book. And the amazing thing about this book, I highly recommend this book. The amazing thing about this book is every chapter is chapter number 1 because they're all equally important to build out that winning mindset. All right. Stop being a loser. Ms. Rico says, clear the dust. Yes, clear the dust. And Mitch says, okay, you yapping. You know what, Mitch? Maybe you think I'm yapping because Mitch, maybe you don't want to hear it because you know what? I don't know. Mitch says past possible. It says give her a pop quiz automatic 0. Nope. She got a F plus. She got an F plus. All right. I'm just saying. My friend got an F plus. Let's see. Mitch says, I was born tired. Well, Mitch, you got to eat. Maybe you should drink an energy drink, Mitch. Maybe you should drink an energy drink. Since people are asking for deadlines on the TBI assessment, any ideas on that? Not that I know of. I don't think so. I think she'll continually collect data, but just tell them as soon as they can get it done. But truly, I really appreciate that, Ms. Freckles. You passing it on to everybody, all right? It says, just have them do it. 3 minutes deadline today. That's a fair point. It says, yes, be careful what you say. What? Look, I say what I want to say. All right. I'm just saying. I say what I want to say. And we got my guy Magnetar in the building, just waking up. What is like? Is it 3 hours back for you, Magnetar? Is it 3 hours? Is it 3 hours or 2 hours back? I think it's 3 hours back for you, right, Magnetar? It's probably like 7:50 for my guy Magnetar out there over on the West Coast, on the almost West Coast. All right. But that's about it for today. That is about it. As Mitch said, I have yapped enough, but hopefully ending out the show gave you a bit of encouragement, a bit of motivation. If you are not where you want to be, right? To wrap it up for real. If you are not where you want to be, right? Put down the video game controller. Put down the TV controller. Get to work. Get to work. All right? That's it. I don't care about your complaining, your lot in life. I don't care about none of that. If you're not where you want to be, get to work. All right? With that being said, I'm going to wrap up the show for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Truly appreciate every last one of you. Magnetar, Mitch, Miss Freckles as always, Roxy, Rock the Scrubs, Roxy. Everyone else who tuned in, truly appreciate you. But with that being said, you guys have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Tech Coach Ralph, we are out.
Fell from the clouds, felt the crash. High horse bucked me off the path. Smitten, lost, can't find my way. Below rock bottom, here I'll stay. I was riding, up on that horse. Thought I had it all, no doubts, no remorse. Fell hard, right down below. Lower than rock bottom, where dreams don't go. Where do I go from here? Can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up. Trying to find my luck. Lost in the shadows, can't find the light. Wandering aimless through endless night. Should've been straight, but I took the curve. Now I'm stuck in this mess with nerve. Broken wings, shattered dreams, echoes of laughter. Now just screams. Trying to climb back up the wall. But every step, it's a harder fall. Once high up in the sky so blue. Now the ground's the only view. Regrets a heavy chain around my feet, dragging me down into this defeat. I look for answers in the dark, hoping to kindle a single spark, just a spark. But all I find is the cold and the pain, circling around like a never-ending chain. Gotta find a way to break free from this. Reclaim the throne I start to miss. Reclaim the throne. Right now just lost in despair. Grasping for hope, it's nowhere. Where do I go from here? I can't see through the fear. I'm lost, I'm scared, tangled up. I'm lost, trying to find my luck. Tired eyes looking for a sign. Fractured heart, cracked by time. Should've been straight, paid my dues. Now I'm haunted by the blues.
Where is my money? Tell me where. You wanna chit chat, but I don't care. Can't be playing with my cash, no way. This disrespect can't be the play. Why you playing games with my cash? Owe me big, but you're acting rash. Said you pay me back today. Hey, now you're silent like it's all okay. Cash rules everything around me. Everything. Pay me what you owe, don't flee. Pay me. Dusty promises don't sue. No dusty promises. Gotta get straight to the loot. See you styling in your new threads. Spending freely while my wallet's dead. You think I won't come for my green, but I'm not backing down from this scene. Where's my money? You promised me. Where's my money? Quit the chatter and just agree. Where's my money? Your lies ain't funny, it's getting old. Pay me now before I get bold. Where's my money? Dusty excuses won't get you far. Up in the club buying out the bar. Time to face up, you owe a debt. Avoiding me won't let you forget. Ducking calls like a ghost in the night. Running scared, but I'm ready to fight. No more stalling, it's time to pay. Running out on me is not okay. Where's my money? You promised me. Where's my money? Quit the chatter and just agree. Where's my money? Your lies ain't funny, it's getting old. Pay me now before I get bold. Where's my money? Cash rules everything around me. Everything. Pay me what you owe, don't flee. Pay me. Dusty promises don't sue. No dusty promises. Gotta get straight to the loot. To the loot. Everything around me, everything. Pay me what you owe, don't flee. Pay me. Dusty promises don't sue. Dusty promises. Gotta get straight to